Hello everyone, we're back with Fate Grand Order with the Sin Lost Belt. When we last left off, we we beat the Prince of Lonling twice in a fight. Pretty much one-shot him with Yuriali? Yeah, where's their name? Yeah, so this time, I've looked at the lengths of the chapters. This one is very short, so we'll be doing chapters 3 and 4. Chapter 4 is like a medium length, so maybe it's a slightly longer than average video. Yeah, Spartacus is level 80. I remember talking about that last time. Right. Your noble phantasm's name is All I Do Is Kill. Isn't that the name of a song? All I know. There's a song that All I Do Is Blank that has got a Minecraft song parody. I don't know the name of this. So I don't know the real song. I also don't know. I'm pretty sure it's some kind of song parody. I'm inclined to say Minecraft, but I could be incorrect about that. Where is... I have them in a different order on my Japanese and English accounts, so it's confusing. Looks like it's just gonna be random enemies this time. Let's just bring Needle Chris, I guess, and we can backline like Edmund, I guess. Oh, hold on, hold on. Hold on. Okay. I'm back. Let's retry. Thank you, Paul. We don't really need yeah, we don't need that. Or it could be... Oh, nah, I doubt it. Because they talked about sending, HorseyEatYou last time. And there's a berserker in this fight. Let's just hope it's not him. I remember this Lost Belt has some pretty difficult fights, but I think those are more towards the end rather than the beginning. And that was a heck of a quarrel. Keep this up and one of you is going to end up dead. A quarrel? I think you misunderstand. We're genuinely risking our lives. Huh? Why is that? For that matter, why do you hit those guys so hard anyway? I mean, I know they started it, but still, you guys must really hate each other. Pardon me, forgive the interruption, but have you ever seen these automata before? Nope, never. What are those things anyway? First I was freaking out because I thought you killed them. But then I saw they didn't bleed even when their limbs broke off, so I thought they might be scarecrows. Making scarecrows that complex seems kinda pointless, but I don't know what to think. Come on, what kind of scarecrow would go around picking fights? Hahaha, good point. Huh. Mr. Horsey, could I have a word with you on the Shadow Border? Sure thing, Holmes. Tell me, what do you make of the villagers' reactions? Yeah, they're very laid back. If they took all this in stride, it'd be too much so. It really reminds me of a Lost Belt 2's situation. Indeed, they seem to be completely oblivious to the danger. They're far more worked up when they found us trampling their fields. Although, I mean, in Lost Belt 2 it was more that they just kind of accepted, you know, giants are gonna kill them and stuff. Here it's kind of like, oh yeah, they don't acknowledge that possibility. I guess. I can understand how they might regard our fight with Akuta as something that doesn't concern them. But the same cannot be said for these mechanical dolls. Akuta Hinako did not bring these over from proper human history. This technology is foreign to us. What's more, Xiangyang clearly sent them to her to reinforce her. All this leads me to believe these automata are a type of weapon native to this world, and yet the people who live here claim never to have seen them before. So what? Maybe these are just a bunch of backward country bumpkins. Fofo? We can assume that Akuta has formed an alliance with this world's ruler, just like we've seen in previous Lost Belts. For the moment, let us further assume that this ruler is in fact Shinshi Huang. If true, it is certainly sensible that he would send these automata to aid her in battle. It then stands to reason that, on seeing us fight their nation's armed forces, these farmers would see us as a threat and treat us accordingly. And yet, that proves not to be the case. In which case, it can draw only one conclusion, which is that these villagers are so wholly ignorant of war that they do not even know weaponry. Say what? Is that even possible? It is. However, we all saw that their fight or flight reflex tended towards the former on our initial encounter. So I doubt that this world is completely devoid of danger. Hmm? You hear that racket outside too? Oh, friendly fight? Sounds big. Ah, it's more of those strange monsters. Why are you freaking out? Isn't it the supervisor's job to get rid of things like that? I thought we were supposed to chase those things away with a stick. Please, travelers, you gotta help us. Okay, yeah, whatever. Indeed, I believe we should lend a helping hand here as well. Hey, we would intercept the hostiles. Fofo. Retry. Let me in. Yeah, anyway. What have I been up to? I started playing through Oblivion again. I started it, like I got like maybe 2 hours in. Earlier this year. Back in like January or February-ish. Because I was just coming off Morrowind. And I was like, okay, yeah, I want to play Oblivion. But it was very buggy. Apparently quick saving in that game is just broken. If you load from a quick save, you're pretty much doomed. So I started a new save and I'm pretty much to the point I was last time. I just saved like the air, bringing them to the place. Yeah. Oh. They're on cooldown. That's weird. Yeah, only 3 enemies. Oh, these guys are from Lost Belt too. Going in Skya, what are you doing? I mean, it could be pronounced Koyenska, and just, you know, the way they put it in the text, you know, which is because that's how it's spelled, but I don't know. I need to kill those two. Oh, really? Oh, hey, how about that? One turned it. Thank you, Needle Curse. That's some good bond. And an assassin gem. I mean, I think I have plenty of those. Really only need caster ones. Maybe like archer ones, part 2 probably. I'm trying to think of what classes I have a ton of. Those creatures aren't native to this land either. No, they weren't. That's a Jotun, a type of giant we found in the Scandinavian Lost Belt. And this just keeps getting weirder, huh? A few of them are running away, so they probably got a nest somewhere around here. A nest. Yeah, better track them down and wipe them out, or things are gonna get way worse around here. Seeing how this village has stuff all for defenses, pardon my French. And you guys really are amazing. Can't believe you took care of those scary monsters just like that. There's nothing I like more than shielding the weak. I hate to think of us as weak, but I can't blame you. The only way we could have won is with the Heavenly Emperor's divine aid. I see. And the reason you supervisors wield weapons is indeed solely to defend the village? That's right. And though we have a lot to do, of course, usually the most we have to worry about is chasing after the odd stray dog or boar. Well, that, and helping the occasional drunkard cool off, I guess. What about invasions from foreign countries? Are you not concerned about those? Foreign countries? You know, the places foreigners come from. Remember how the elder used to tell us he heard there were places other than here when he was just a kid? Just a moment, please. What exactly do you mean when you say foreigners? I guess that's a fair point, you know, since people would have to come from outside the Lost Belt to show up. What do you mean? Not sure what to say. I've just heard rumors that they say they look like us, but they're actually monsters that are scarier than any boar. And they like to eat our livers instead of our crops. That's why we thought you were going to eat us when you first showed up. Sorry about that. I see. Now I understand. So they're just getting, you know, spooky horror story. The people of this Lost Belt have no concept of separate nations, or at least their only knowledge is derived from distorted ancient legend and hearsay. So what, you're saying the probably Chin Empire dominated this entire world? You're kidding. Well, I mean, it's not like this Lost Belt. Well, before the tree showed up, was this Lost Belt the entire world? Maybe, right? Like, I don't know. Is it even possible for people to put aside all their ethnic and religious differences to make that happen? So that's why they've never seen soldiers before, let alone war. That means this world is so perfectly peaceful that not only do people not need to arm themselves, they do not even know what weapons are. This country is the ideal nation made reality. Can you even imagine such a thing? And we're gonna have to burn it to the ground. Oh. Are those like sarcophaguses? I've arrived at Mount Lee, Your Imperial Majesty. Which warrior would you like me to unseal? This were a foreign expedition, it would be no matter if they are somewhat free-spirited. But since this is a domestic matter, we prefer not to use someone too rambunctious. Then are you saying we should not evaluate our warrior and combat ability alone? Then you are saying, wasn't a question. If they were to incite a rebellion, we could not keep an eye on them and counteract it at the same time. For example, do not even think about releasing anyone like the Tao Yan brothers. They could get carried away and try to take over the empire for themselves. We need a warrior who's not only brave, but also kind and modest, and who is fiercely loyal to this empire and its people, who will defend them at all costs. We'd like you to choose this warrior, Captain. Me, Your Imperial Majesty? Are you sure you want me to handle such an important task? The tsundere. Why else would we not send you, our Captain of the Guard, all the way to Mount Lee? Surely you're aware that reviving a frozen hero carries some risk? Oh yes, of course. Something could even go wrong with their mind during the unsealing, causing them to fly into a rage. It'd be bitterly ironic if we were to release a hero for the purposes of preventing a war, only for them to transform into disaster incarnate. So we deemed it prudent to have you present for the unsealing, in the event such a danger did present itself. Do you understand? So, you're saying you want me to deal with them in case they happen to go berserk? Indeed, this hero must be strong enough to defeat these heroic spirits from another world. But not so strong that you would be unable to stop them in such an unfortunate situation. With all these requirements to consider, would you not prefer to choose this hero yourself? I see. Your kindness and wisdom humbles me, Your Imperial Majesty. There's Fox Girl. Frozen heroic spirits, Interesting. So you have yet another impressive card up your sleeve. Mount Lee is the jewel of our empire. It's the mausoleum where the brave warriors who once fought by our side now sleep in peace. So it's like their own little throne of heroes. True, it's always tricky figuring out what to do with the brutes you use to establish a new regime. Short-sighted, short-tempered rulers tend to go to the whole, you have outlived your usefulness route, and just off their servants. That's what you would do. But not you, Your Imperial Majesty. How clever of you to literally keep them on ice so they can be useful to you again. These warriors deserve to be praised for all eternity for their help in establishing peace. That said, we cannot bestow all of them with the same immortality we possess. While there's little that can be done to cushion the shock they experience whenever they are awakened, see how much has changed? Fighting on new battlefields has become a common enough occurrence for them that they are now accustomed to it. Hey everyone, we're back. I had to cut it there. It's actually the next day. Yeah. So I'll just like double over those last two. What? I mean, it's... I had to cut. There's 2 lines left. You guys can read them for yourself, right? It's probably fine. Demonic beast of a strange land. I'm assuming this is a filler fight. Is it not Mordred? We get a new ally then, apparently. Or Mordred's like level 1,000,000 now. I guess Merlin works. And oh, we're all set up. Perfect. Oh, was I using my... Oops. I think I was using my singularity, like, when I was doing the... Yeah, whoops. Been missing out on the craft essences. I was farming with this one. Yeah, I got the red hair, so I'm leveling up his bond. I'd like to level him up soon, but I have like a million servants I want to level up, so we'll see. First on the list is, you know, Santa Samba Quetzalcoatl. Well, I max ascended her today, so I'm not too far off her. And then Consort You if I ever get the mats. And then probably like Jinkei, and then Spartacus, and then red hair. You want to know if there's a place around here known for its cold? Yes, but types of monsters that have been attacking recently hail from frigid climates. Stands to reason then. They have fashioned a nest somewhere nearby that is suitably cold. Can you think of any such place? Can't really think of much that's near here. Maybe you mean a place beyond the village border fence? Well, it's hard to say since nobody's ever gone there. Okay, so they haven't left ever. Like, hold on. None of you have ever been outside your village? Not even once? Well, no. I mean, it's prohibited for one thing. Yeah, most glorious and majestic heavenly emperor decreed that we're not supposed to change residences without permission. Come to think of it, there was that time when around 10 people wandered in after their village flooded. But even then, most glorious and majestic heavenly emperor decided where refugees like that will go, so they never want for anything. I thought you guys were refugees at first too. How many people are in this village? Then, this is not a village, but a cage. Curse these oppressors. I'm so mad I could dance. I'm assuming that guy's gonna be relevant. Really, why would you even want to leave the village? Yeah, we have everything we need right here. Why do we just wander off to someplace we don't even know? Are you truly okay with that? Well, yeah. I know I've never even thought about going outside the village before. So I guess you could say Lost Belt 2 was more about peace, and this one's more about freedom, if I'm reading into it right. I know I never even thought about going outside the village before. I suppose this is the inevitable result of living in a single place where all one's needs are met. Hey, mister? Have you got a minute? What is it? Are you mister? He was talking to me? Well, would you mind if we talked over there? So what's this about? Okay, so don't tell the grown-ups about this. But I might know about a cold place nearby. Oh, so he snuck out? You do? I know it's wrong to break the rules, but I can't help it. I want to know what it's like outside the village. So sometimes I sneak out to go exploring when everyone else is busy working the fields. I know just how you feel. There's just something enchanting about the outside world. Really? Do you like exploring too, mister? Sure, I'll agree to make you happy. Any of you would say that, senpai. You always enjoy meeting new people, after all. I see. Guess you and me are a lot alike then. So what can you tell us about this cold place? Well, I haven't been there in a long time, and I only went once, but I remember there's a dark and chilly spot in the forest not too far from here. I remember it being really creepy. If I were a monster, I'm sure that's where I would live. Okay, we're going to the forest then. Are you just cutting up to it? Oh, okay. Shadow border. Oh, found a lead on the Krashat nest, have you? That should be very useful. Well done. This puts Kogenskaya squarely in our sights. Got you by the tail now, you little winks. I agree we should take care of this nest sooner rather than later. What about Akuta? I'm pretty sure she's keeping careful watch of us and just waiting for another chance to attack. Wasting time in a deadlock with her will not help us. For the time being, we need to focus on any possible lead to bring us within the reach of Kogenskaya. If we leave after dark from the opposite side of the village where Akuto attacked, we should be able to sneak out. Someone will need to stay behind to protect the shadow border while we're gone, just in case. I'm assuming that's Mordred, and then we get whoever the gold servant is. Even so, it is worth the risk of dividing our forces to investigate this possible demonic beast nest. Well, then we all gotta figure out who is... Then all we gotta figure out is who stays and who goes. You should be part of the expedition team, Holmes. No point in a detective holding down the fort, right? Setting aside for a moment that armchair detectives are, to use the modern parlance, very much a thing, I'm forced to concur that this investigation must be conducted on site. I don't think I've actually read any, like, qualify as that, but I believe that's what is referred to as a cozy mystery. Very well, then I'll go and investigate this next. Like, I think Miss Marple is like that kind of detective. I haven't read any Marple, but I'm familiar with her. Fortunately, my wounds have completely healed now. Mr. Horsey, I'd like you to lead this expedition. Sure. Left to my own devices, it is entirely plausible that I may become so engrossed in solving this mystery and to take another tumble over a waterfall. Oh, it's a reference to when he got killed off the first time. I'll come along too, Senpai. Please say you'll do it. Yeah, sure. In that case, why don't you choose the last expedition member, Horsey? Sure got no shortage of options. What do you want to bring? You gotta bring Spartacus. Very well. I'm used to fighting fearsome beasts thanks to my time in the Colosseum. Leave it to me. I love Spartacus. In that case, I'd like to come along too. I think I'll need someone a bit more able to finesse matters than a berserker. Okay, yeah, sure. Then Mordred and I will hold the fort. You know, it's a good thing we didn't bring a saber to a Lancer fight. If you want, Nijan and me could squish anyone who says we couldn't take on that cryptor chick while you're out demonic beast hunting. Just focus on keeping the shadow border safe, okay? Please? Yeah, I was kidding. For good fun, please, over here. Wow! Riding around on your shoulders almost feels like flying, Spartacus. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Even familiar scenery can seem completely different when viewed from a new perspective. That small change can help you see things you never noticed. Sometimes you see beauty and goodness you overlooked. Others you see evil and cruelty that you cannot ignore. It's all part of growing up. That's a lot of words. I think what Spartacus is trying to say is that you're right to want to see the world outside your village. I am? You are, my little rebel. I wish I was as tall as you, Spartacus. Ha ha ha. That'll come with training. You can train to be tall? I wasn't much bigger than you when I was your age, you know? Really? Then I can actually be like you someday, Spartacus? Well, about that. Of course you can. Anyone can be like me. Life is your rebellion against adversity. I was a little worried about having a child lead the way. Spartacus is actually pretty good with him. Who would have thought? He is, yes. Since he's carrying the boy on his shoulders, we're making good time. That said, we can't go too quickly, or Horsey will have trouble keeping up. You just like carry me. Don't push yourself too hard, alright, Horsey? If you get tired, I'll give you a piggyback. Okay, sure. I'll do my best. You can see more farmland up ahead. Is this a neighboring village? We could save time if we go through it, but I'll get in trouble if someone notices. Maybe we should go around. Hey, do you smell that? Yes, there's a different scent of blood on the wind. Yes. I suppose that would make sense. If the monster nest is in fact where the boy is taking us, then we're moving along the same path the monsters themselves did. Any village along the way would surely be subject to these beast depredations. That's not good. Boy, go find a safe place to hide and stay there until we get back. We won't be long. Okay. Be careful, alright? I mean, wouldn't it be safer for him to stay with us? I mean, it could be like, a stray monster, but don't worry about it. This is awful. What a gruesome sight. The look of things. I don't think there were any survivors. Well, I guess they don't really want him to see what's going on here, huh? Be careful. You can still smell the foul stench of those man-eating beasts. Yes, they're still close by. They'll no doubt have noticed our scent as well. Grr. And there they are. There's a lot of them too. Just as well. If we do not take care of them now, they'll go on to hunt for prey in other villages. Let's do it. Your orders, please, master. Okay. Not really a filler fight, but it's... That's what I say fills the same purpose, but not really. It gets relevant to the story. I need to get around to watching Ruby, right? Gotta watch like... well, if I finish this before New Year's, there'll be like 7 episodes, I think. How long is a normal season? Like 12? Well, around 10, I think, right? I think the last one was like 14. Don't quote me on that. Looks like it's 2 notes. Perfect for the team we have. Use this. I don't think I'll be able to 2-turn it, but Maybe? Because I mean, it gives her like 20% back. And if this somehow doesn't one-shot it, she'll get more. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, yeah. What did I talk about last time? Oblivion? Oh, yeah, they did a lot more. Yeah, I played a little more Oblivion. It's... Or did I? I forget if that was before or after last time. But yeah, it's something. It's a lot less buggy this time around than last time, and I don't know why. Like, I didn't uninstall it or anything, and I have the same mods installed, just like performance mods. Oh, not usable due to poison. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That's a cool gimmick. Yeah, I can't loop. And it's not like the 1% arts would get for losing out on the damage. So we need 20%. We're not getting that from... I didn't remember this mechanic. It's interesting. No. Okay. External ended. But yeah, Elder Scrolls is a neat series. I've talked about it, I think I did. I played and beat Morrowind like a bit over a year ago. I probably talked about this in Anastasia if I did. Or maybe Shinjuku? Or Shimosa, or somewhere around there. If I did talk about it in Grand Order. But yeah, I was really into Morrowind when I played it. Like, well, I thought it was pretty good. Like, the one thing I didn't like about it was just like, I was expecting more story. Like, the main story was fantastic. Much better than like Skyrim's main story, which I've never actually beaten, but like, that was phenomenal, but like all the other quests are just like, hey, can you do this for me? Hey, can you go here? Can you? It was all like exploration based, which is kind of like why a lot of people like Morrowind, but I don't like exploration games. I've talked about this a lot. But like Breath of the Wild, like probably one of my least favorite Zeldas, honestly. I'm just not into that kind of thing. Hostiles eliminated. The battle is over. Now these people can rest in peace. I like to think they can, at least. What is it, Sir Detective? Have you noticed something? Master Horsey, how did this latest battle feel to you? They did seem more coordinated, yeah. Definitely. They had 2 waves instead of 1. I agree. The Krashant we fought in the aggression last bout never behaved like this. These were weaker individually, but had the sort of cunning and intellect to make up for it. Their loss of strength is almost certainly due to the change in environment. For creatures accustomed to cold, even this weather must seem oppressively hot. Still, they are working as a team, not like a pack of wild animals either, but a trained unit. Then someone had to have gotten to the trouble to train them. Koyanska? It's... Koyanchwawa? It's early yet to be certain, but yes, it does seem likely. I think that should be too early, or maybe he's just trying to sound fancy. Do you think Koyanska is behind this? If she is, that would raise its own questions. Namely, when did she have time to do so? The answers will surely become apparent in time. Fortunately, they left footprints you can follow. Good point. At least we know we're going in the right direction. I'll go get the boy. Meet us outside the village. No one so young should have to see something like this. Spartacus has been characterized more in like 10 minutes than he was in the entirety of Apocrypha. I didn't know Spartacus was so kind. He might not look like it, but his purpose was always to protect the weak. Once he believes someone needs protecting, he'll do anything to keep them safe. Of course, that often ends in him sacrificing anyone and everyone to do so. Yes, that's a berserker for you. They're nothing if not committed. I guess Spartacus and Boy, who, I mean, hopefully he gets a name, are kind of like foils to each other. And the boy's gonna end. Oh, Akuda's camp. Huh. Where's that showing up? Neighboring village. Probably affiliate, right? Oh, it's home! Oh, that makes sense. Gonna be bringing Needle Chris, so gonna get a yeah. Basically every battle I've done in since Last Bout 2 has been either Needle Chris, Yorali, or what, like Needle Chris Assassin? It's all Needle Chris. Sometimes Saber. If I'm feeling spicy. It's just up ahead. There's this huge hole in the ground you can use to get inside. I see. So they've taken up residence in a cave. It's really cold and dark inside. Got scared, so I didn't go very far in before I turned back. It seemed like it was really deep though, because it was echoing like crazy. It does sound like it would work as a good home for monsters who prefer the cold. Forget sounds like. We're obviously in the right place. That is punctuated incorrectly. I feel like it. Like, there should be a period there and this should be capitalized, right? I see, we're surrounded. How exciting! So sorry, should have been more alert. While you were an absolutely superlative navigator before returning to the front lines, Miss Kira-Light. I cannot blame Mr. Horsey for relaxing his guard now that you're back at his side once more. Aren't you guys scared? Nah. Oh, don't worry. This journey would have ended ages ago if everyone here couldn't crack a joke in the face of mortal peril. Okay. I'm assuming got a filler fight here and probably one next area too. Because I know even though it was 5 arrows, right? I know this chapter isn't too long. Like 20-30 minutes long is, I think, how long it is. And Jotun's again. I think it's like Y, right? I think that's how they do it. Unless it is Jotun. I mean, that sounds kind of awkward. Jotun does too, but who knows? Anyway, yeah, I was talking about. Oh yeah, Morrowind, right? It's so I played through its main story and I did a little bit of like the side stuff, but none of the side stuff is really good, unless I missed out on all the good stuff. Which I mean, I tried looking it up, and I at least like dipped my toes into like everywhere where people are like, oh yeah, this part's really good. But the main quest was like actually great. Nah. Oh, that's NFF. He's branded with coins. They all are. Look, I didn't notice this before. This one probably does too, but we can't see it. That's neat. But yeah, Morrowind's main quest, like, a lot of it is kind of annoying, but like the final like couple hours is just, it's just 10 out of 10. Like meeting with a Vivek and he's like, oh yeah, maybe I did or I did not kill Naravar. He totally did. Like anyway, go kill Dagathur. Then you get to spend like 10 hours reading about what happened to Naravar and you're like, okay, yep, Vivek killed him. Also, there's 2 DLC that are both okay. I did the main stories with them, little side questing in them. Which, the side quests, I think, if I remember right, were better there, but still not like good. I've heard Oblivion has better, like the best quests in the Elder Scrolls series. The writing in the main story so far hasn't been great, but I don't know. I've heard the Dark Brotherhood in particular is like fantastic. This is one quest everyone talks about, so I have to do that. I don't like playing an evil character. I feel bad killing people, but it's gotta be done. Ha! Too easy. Oh, oops. This is so strange. I thought the Krishan giants would be living in different places. Indeed. Krishat destroyed that village, but we followed their tracks only to find giants. Now I wonder what we'll find in that cave. There's only one way to find out. Just standing here thinking won't get you any answers, sir, detective. What about the boy? Don't you think it's too dangerous to bring him in there with us? Be that as it may, we cannot let him return on his own either. There's no telling how many demonic beasts could be lurking nearby. And we may need someone to stay here and guard him. No, you can't do that. Y'all need to stick together if you're gonna fight those monsters. I mean, Jin K could stay, like, she's just like a little assassin. 0.9 multiplier? Right. I think assassins have a 0.9 multiplier. Take me with you. I'm sure I'll be safe as long as I stay close to Horsey. Oh, guess that makes sense, yeah? I'm proud of you, boy. You have spirit, embracing adversity like this. You have faced the fears oppressing you and rebelled against them. Come with us. I'll be your shield and guide. Sing a song of triumph in your honor. Indeed, we're not called heroic spirits for nothing. Promise we'll not let your bravery go to waste. Okay. Next fight might just start with the battle. Oh. Okay. Well, we're getting closer to here. And I'm assuming there's something here. What is up with this? Why is there... Why did that show up? I don't know. Okay, let's get going then. This one's good. Let's bring out Saber then. I don't have like many good sabers. Like, I have Artoria. If I go down, leveled up, I have Nero and Rama, right? Yeah, and Bedivere. Like, what other ones do I have? Saber Lily, I guess, and both of them are kind of meh. Then I don't have Lancelot, yeah. He's single target though. Siegfried? I guess. Oh, Dion, yeah. She says she exists. I don't know what they are canonically. I forget our Garth already. Well, this answers one question. Take a look. Over here we have giant tracks, and over here we have Krishot dung. I mean, they've been living here together? Much as I'd like to laugh the notion off, we've seen ample evidence of their cohabitation. These demonic beasts have been quite thoroughly altered. So much so that they've begun sharing their territory with altogether different species. So someone's been going around domesticating the same beasts that led to their last boats getting pruned away. Pretty horrible hobby. And of course, there's a yet more significant question. To what end? Maybe they don't have an end in mind. You said that Kong and Sky are wandering around the other last boats tormenting innocent people for kicks, right? Maybe releasing man-eating beasts into peaceful agriculture villages with no defenses is just more of that. Uh-oh. Think they've spotted us. Preparing for combat. Okay, yep. Didn't start immediately, but still fast. Like little, you know. You get what I mean. But yeah, I've played a good bit of Skyrim. Probably more than I have Morrowind, honestly, but in a lot of ways, it's just kind of lesser compared to Morrowind. It does have better quests, though, I'll give it that. Like, a lot of its quests are pretty boring, but like, Morrowind's that like hardly, I can talk, call them quests to begin with. Like, Skyrim had, you know, its fair share of problems. Like, I've completed the Thieves Guild, and I think I've gotten like halfway through the companions and Magic Guild. I never did Brotherhood. So yeah, even though I have a lot of hours in the game, I've never actually I didn't even complete the Thieves Guild. I replayed it like earlier this year, I think, actually. Yeah, it was this year. I got the skeleton key and I was like, okay, I'll just turn this back in like when I'm at the end of this playthrough, and then I stopped playing like pretty much immediately after. Because it gives you a key. Well, it's a lockpick that never breaks, which is very handy. But at the end of the quest line, you have to give it back. I think you trade it in for like a passive power, but it's not really that good. Or maybe it's active. I remember I looked at what the reward was, and I was like, okay, yeah, not really worth it. But yeah. I mean, it at least has like for example, each town has like its own little like main, like not main quest, but like side quest in it. Like I know there's that one small town that has like the vampire and the ghost and the burnt house. That one's always fun to do. But like Moria one didn't really have much like that. So I'm hoping Oblivion's quests are good. We'll see. I'll talk about it in Lost Vault 4. If I actually get around to beating Oblivion. I've heard the one of the DLC for it's very good. The Shivering Isles, I think? Oh, on Skyrim I have done... Oh, I've done Dawnguard, and I've done like 90% of Dragonborn. I did Dragonborn like probably like 5 years ago, and I got to the final boss, but I couldn't beat him. I think I actually used cheats to beat him, but then but the game broke using cheats, which I totally deserved. It's cool that Skyrim's second DLC, Dragonborn, takes place on the same island of one of Morrowind's DLC, which is pretty cool. I'd like to go play it since I haven't. When I played it the first time and only time, I hadn't played Morrowind yet. So it'd be cool to see all the references it makes. So, what's the island? Solstein? Rin Toe Sucker. Ready for Christmas. Tiamat T_T. Don't worry, she'll be summonable in a couple months. King Pro... How do you say her name? King Protea? Never tried to say it out loud before. She counts, right? Dang, it's not easy fighting so many of them at once. They just keep coming. Well, our initial goal is to exterminate the Krishan. This was more or less inevitable. Take care of the boy, Spartacus. No problem. Taking care of the boy is just oppression. It makes me stronger. Yep, okay. Little short story. It's better than just, no story at all. Which they sometimes do. It's interesting how different authors in Grand Order handle this type of thing. Oh, 10. Do you think Genri Urobuchi will make them fight 10 monsters? Or do you think he just wrote fights giants and Krishan? Either way. What was I saying? Yeah, just how different authors do different things. Like, some authors actually make choices. I'm trying to think I can't remember who does choices. I've heard Salem actually has lots of actual choices, which is pretty cool. I still want to read Salem, but I'll get around to it after Sin. I say that, and then I'll be like, okay, I'll get around to it after Lost Vault 4. After Atlantis, after Olympus, after... what's the new one? Hell Mandela? After Avalon the Fae, after I finished Cosmos and the Lost Belts. Okay, after I finish part 3. It never ends. I do want to read Salem though, because Abigail's in it. She's adorable. Plus, my actual waifu, Kirki. I mean, spoiler. I don't know what her name is. Isn't it? Caster Volciano. She could be anyone. Probably you should have used Mana Burst there, but is it Mana Burst or Prana Burst? Prana? It's the same thing. Okay, it's not, but don't take away my Nasuverse doctorate, please. I have a PhD in Nasuverse lore. Look, it's one of the only things I'm good at, okay? I'm probably in the top 10% of people who know about the Nasuverse in Nasuverse lore. I'm definitely in the top 10% of the world in Nasuverse lore. There's no doubt of that. I mean, I'm one of the 3 people who got Kiketsu Toya, so. Which, I need to reread Tsukihime and Kiketsu Toya, honestly. It's been a while. Like, I don't even remember like what happens in the Akiha route and the Seal route. Like, I only remember Seal's route was like mostly the same as Arsoid's. The only unique scene I remember is Shiki talking to his head Shiki, who had a sprite. I think that's the only time that sprite's used. Also, I've heard people talk about an H scene in that round. I'm not for sure if they're joking or not, but I need to find out. Okay, this will take care of it. Okay. Yep. And yeah, I read through all of Kiketsu Toya in like one weekend, and I actually missed a lot of scenes. Well, I'm okay with not seeing every scene, but I missed a lot of like important stuff. Just because following the flowchart in that game is impossible. Like, look up Kiketsu Toya flowchart. So maybe I can find like just a direct walkthrough guide that tells me exactly the choices I need to make to see everything. Like, I think there's 2 endings kind of, like one where you are neutral with the Len and one where like you get all the Len points. I got stuck. I know like there's like a cultural festival or something you can see Len at, and I never got that. They're retreating? That can't be right. Must be more to this. I agree. Like their whole style of combat was on. Yes, this goes well beyond sharing territory. They're even fighting as a team. We can now be certain, beyond any doubt, that someone is controlling them. Then, do you think we'll find Kogenskaya further inside this cave? I do not imagine we'll be quite so fortunate. We should go and meet whoever called them off. Once you've taken them out, let's just stop these monsters from attacking other villages. You mind if we continue onward, little rebel? Okay. Don't keep me safe, right, Spartacus? Of course I will. As long as you're prepared to face your fears, nothing can stop me. Dude, Spartacus is so cool. Higashiri, give control of Spartacus to Urobuchi. Like, every character has like their own writer, and I assume Spartacus is Higashira since, you know, he wrote Apocrypha. So, like, you know, if like one author A uses author B's character, author B will go, okay, yeah, everything looks good there. Or, hey, they wanted to say that, change that line a little. At least I assume that's what they do. Hey, sorry, I cut it there. I swapped out red hair for Spartacus. Just, you know, get some bond up. Ideally, you know, get as many servants as I can to bond 5. Spartacus is good to level up because he has like so many like interludes and stuff and like strengthening quests that you'll get like 1 billion quartz out of him. The Ordinex's sensors are picking up an impossible amount of magical energy up ahead. Don't tell me it's a Deovoltron? Did we fight those in Anastasia? I don't remember. No, far stronger. Thus my instruments are completely broken. There are 2 of them. Does that mean we've finally found the boss? Should have brought a single target probably, huh? Not sure. The Spirit Origin patterns told me they must be demonic beasts. What's more, they're almost identical to the data for the Deovoltrons and Fire Giants we fought before. But the sheer amount of magical energy they possess is insane. On top of that, their reading is still going up. Hold it. You hear that? What an awful sound. You think those monsters we fought earlier came here to feed? You're so certain I understand, Miss Kyrielite. You said the Ordinex's sensors picked up 2 signals. Yes, that's right. If there are only 2, then where did all the other demonic beasts go? They all fused in like one big ball of... it reeks in here. Reminds me of a one Final Fantasy XIV boss. Can't believe these things. Indeed, they're eating their own kind. The Deovoltron is eating the Krishant, the Mustful is eating the other giants. There's an ample precedent for cannibalism in the natural world, but we certainly never saw this happening in either Russia or Scandinavia. Furthermore, if this is the source of the increased magical energy you noticed, these are no ordinary predators. To gain the strength of those they consume this quickly, they'd have to be soul eaters. And they had the ones we were fighting retreat so that, yes, most likely it was to make these two more powerful for the final battle. Though it remains unclear whether these two gave the order to retreat themselves, those who retreated did so of their own accord. This definitely feels like something Oyo would do, right? Looks like they're done with their meal, and they're looking at us with like we're dessert. This bloodlust reminds me of the demonic beast we fought in Uyuk. I thought so too, Master. These demonic beasts must really hate humans. Not sure about the significance of that, but we can worry about it later. Right now, it's time to get rid of these demonic beasts once and for all. Your orders, please, Master. Okay. Retry. Come on. Come on. Thank you, Paul. Yeah, so it's December 18th. I'm still hoping we can make it for the Sparrows End event, I think it's called. Because for one of our, I think that's a pretty good event story-wise. Like, I've heard it's fun, if I remember right. It's been 2 years since I've heard people talk about it, so, well, I guess 1 year since there was a Ryugan. Yeah. Do you think we can insta-death them? Focus the Berserker first. He can kill us? The Yao-Voltron will tickle us. Yeah. Oh, we should probably activate this earlier rather than later. What's that? Cleanse buffs? Debuff, yeah. Okay. Do your thing, Yokus. What was I saying? Yeah. Making it a time for Lost Belt. I mean, the event. The next two chapters. Oh, yeah, did incident it. Sweet. They're not servants, so. Yeah, the next two videos I'll be able to do 2 chapters in one. And then the rest is just one per video, which is nice. You know, in Lost Belt 2 I had to break them all up, but this time, no, I go fast. Same thing with Anastasia, I think. I think I'll need to split the last one up into 2, if I remember right. It's been a while. Yeah, I wonder why this last book's so short, just because like Urobuchi didn't want to write too long of one, or if he didn't need to write too long of one. Like, you know, it's nice, you know, since we have to wait for so long to get a longer Lost Belt, but a story doesn't need to be long to be good. If it's paced fine, you know, that's all that matters. Of course, we'll be the judge of that, we're still very early on. But the pacing so far is fine. I mean, we're only like, chapter-wise, a fourth of the way in. I don't... Everybody, so this video was cursed. I had to go again. It's been like 12 hours or something. Every minute I will play Fate Grand Order this whole time. Think of all the wasted AP. Yeah, that's just bad timing because there's like, what, like a minute left of battle and then probably just like a minute of cutscene. Oh well. Anyway, let's finish this day off. Is this a new song? Oh. No, we're not supposed to see you yet. You as in you, not as you get it? Haha. It's fine. I don't know when she'll actually show up. Like, I know her role in the story. But, like, I think it's towards the end. We're dying over here. It's unreal. There we go. This should finish it. No, I'm gonna move my pop filter, sorry. My mic was like diagonal. Because usually I just look at the pop filter and I'm like, okay, good to go. But okay, that's taken care of. We're lucky we insta-death the giant, right? Oh, Spartacus is going. Okay. I'll take a drink of water. Oh, come on. No, you can't start yet. Okay, made it. Both hostiles are down. There are no other threats here. I guess that's that then. I'm afraid not, given that we're still no closer to finding Koganskaya. I mean, we killed the monsters. I believe it was possible that she may be the one training these demonic beasts, but the evidence is, as yet, inconclusive. It has her brand on them. What more do you want? Never thought I would see demonic beasts cooperating like this. Yeah, I was so sure we'd find Koganskaya here controlling them. But they wouldn't be here at all if she hadn't brought them, right? I believe that is a safe assumption, given the lack of alternate suspects, but we still don't know why she set them free after doing so. Huh? What do you mean? Take a look at these piles of bones, Miss Kirelite. These beasts have been devouring their kin since well before today. They have been sending their runs of the litter, so to speak, out to hunt, then stealing their magical energy for themselves. As ecologies go, it resembles the dead apostles. No ordinary species would depend on such a twisted survival strategy. These beasts had no other choice. They desperately needed to find a way to survive after being completely cut off from their proper habitat. I don't remember the Yatner or Krishat being able to directly convert their prey into magical energy before. They may have been forced to learn that ability to cope with the massive change in environment. Or perhaps Koganskaya gave it as another form of enhancement. I can talk. That is so, then the larger question remains. Why would you go to all that trouble just to have them fend for themselves now? What a strange woman. Honestly, I have no idea what she could be thinking. I was hoping to find evidence of her motives, but unfortunately, the trail has gone cold once again. I can only surmise she has her own reasons for traveling between Lost Belts. A formidable foe. Are you alright, boy? Yeah, I'm fine. I was just over here watching anyway. You guys really are strong. I was so scared I couldn't even speak. I'm sorry I wasn't more helpful. Standing your ground and watching over others is a show of your strength and bravery on its own, boy. You have nothing to be ashamed of. Thanks. Jinkei? What are you doing? Huh? You guys said these things could be brewed into decent booze, right? We're not usually one for cutting up monster corpses, but if there's booze to be found, is this it? I see. They're secretory glands. Yes, as long as you preserve them properly, I imagine Da Vinci could make whatever is within drinkable. We certainly did plenty of toxin extraction in Russia after all. Must say though. Between you and that servant who drinks everything in sight, confess I struggle to understand. How can you still be hungry after seeing that? Doesn't matter what it's used to look like, Sir Detective. There are few things sweeter to a warrior than a victory toast. This way, we'll also have a nice souvenir to bring back to the village. Of course, neither Senpai nor I are of drinking age, but by now we've got to be, come on. Think about it, so it's been 3 years since the story started, plus, well, I don't think the last months have been like an actual year. They've been like 5-6 months in universe. So it's been like 3.5 years. Well, okay, no, the first year. Okay, it's been 3 years because, you know, the first year was half a year. That means Guro would have to be like 16 when the story started. I don't buy it. Come on, let's go back. Is Guro just always a teenager? They're incapable of growing up. They're cursed. St. Quartz. The second Sin banner isn't here anymore, which sucks. Oh yeah. What's the advent calendar? Ooh, that's good. That's the good stuff right there. Yeah. I have more gears, but I feel like gears are more used than Mystic Spinal Fluid. Okay guys, next time we'll be back with a very short chapter 5, the White Cavalry Heroine, the best in the land, and also chapter 6, whatever it's called. Is that gonna be the Lancer? I don't know her name, the Chun-Li lookalike. You know who I'm talking about. Because I mean, she is, I think her outfit's white, and she's a heroine. And I'll assume she rides a horse, or, you know, is related to cavalry in some way. We'll see. Anyways, see you guys next time. Bye.